Oh, what is going on, everybody?
Hello.
It is Pixel Partners here, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright. Don't Destinies we left off. We were a little lost.
Yes.
We had our bad ending on purpose.
Yes.
And then we've come back through. We got Simon. He's a good liar, unfortunately. But emotions never lie. And I'm trying to remember what it was that I saw in the walkthrough earlier when I looked this up.
I can't tell you because I didn't look.
Was it?
Do you not remember?
It was a surprise face, but I want to say, let me try this one. I think it was this.
Because that's a huge.
There it is. Yeah.
A huge surprise. And why would he be that surprised if he already heard her crying?
Yeah. So
that does make sense.
How odd. Why would you register surprise at opening the door to the lab? All right, fine. I'll explain if I must. What surprised me was Ponko. That toy figure attacked me. Dr. Sykes knew full well my plan to rescue Athena, but she couldn't stand guard over her daughter 24 hours a day. So Dr. Sykes had Ponko do it? That's right. She ordered Ponko to forcibly remove me on sight. So I slashed Ponko up with the katana that was there in the lab. That rickety old puppa wasn't worthy of that fine blade.
Mr. Wright, it's happening again. There's even more noise now.
Jesus.
Back to 100. Oh
Well
my
then.
God.
It's on 100% now. What's going on here?
Whenever we find an opening, he covers it up with lies. We'll never get rid of the noise at this rate.
It's pretty hard to keep telling coherent lies like that. His mind and will really are as sharp and strong as a katana.
Yeah.
All right, what should I tackle first this time? Now this is a good question. All right, let's focus on his emotions because they're an easy one that don't really penalize us.
All right, let's give them a good look then.
Okay. He's gonna be up there with a feeling of dread. I open the robotics lab door. Just then. Oh no!
Oh.
Ponko attacked my retaliated by cutting it into pieces. Oof. But before I could lead Athena out of there, curse my luck, Dr. Sykes came in. I refused to hand Athena over, so I had no choice but to kill my mentor. Okay, so the only thing that's different here is this, but this doesn't really seem
There's
surprising.
so much anger.
Well, I mean, Ponko attacked him,
Yeah.
so I'd be angry and surprised at the same time at that, so I can't complain about that. But the question is, do we have evidence that contradicts that if we're going to say, it's going to go through and be like,
If you see any unusual or out of place emotion, just point it out.
I think it's the same as it was before.
Yeah.
Is it really inconsistent in his emotions, though?
If you don't see a problem with his reactions, we can try his testimony.
Let's try the testimony. So with the feeling of dread, I open the
Like,
robotics
why
lab
you
door.
dread-
Just then, Ponko attacked me. I retaliated by cutting it into pieces. So do we have anything on this statement, which is the new one that we got,
Yes.
that really changes that? So obviously we have that, but and we have the robot arm there, but that's, oh, we can use this because Ponko's arm shouldn't have the blood stain on it if it was done before the murder.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yep.
So I
picture.
think this is gonna be it. I'm gonna save just in case, but I'm confident that is the go-to. I did not look this far in the walkthrough. Whenever we get stuck, I look at whatever is in the immediate path, and then I'm like, okay, cut it. So
That does make sense. Yeah.
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 'Cause
This
the
happened
bloodstain
before the murder.
shouldn't
The
be
blood.
there.
Yeah. No. Yep.
There we go.
That one was easy.
Compounding lies with more lies is never the answer, Prosecutor Blackquill. Take a look at this photo.
That's a photo of the supposed moment of the murder, isn't it?
How many more times do I see that which damn me for my sin?
Oh my God! Stop.
The ironic thing is, I think this picture is actually going to be your savior now.
Oh,
See the blood?
Shout out to Fluffy.
To give her that's our inside joke that no one's really gonna get most of the time. But anyways,
Gabriel Iglesias, great comedian.
yes,
Look him up.
absolutely. See the blood stain at the end of Ponko's arm where it was severed with the katana?
I hope you aren't claiming it's the robot's blood, Mr. Wright.
No, that's the problem. Most likely the blood was transferred from the bloody katana.
The katana already had blood on it, so then it must have been the victim's blood.
That's right. But if that's the case, we found a glaring inconsistency.
Uh-huh. He's like, fuck.
Shit.
Yeah,
He's like, fuck.
pretty much. Yeah.
You said in your testimony that you cut up Ponko and then you killed Dr. Sykes. But in spite of that, the victim's blood is already on Ponko's arm in this picture.
What? But that couldn't be.
Exactly. In order for the blood to have transferred from the sword to Ponko's arm, the victim must have been stabbed first before the robot was slashed. In other words, Prosecutor Blackquill, your entire testimony is nothing but one giant ball of lies.
Yep.
Tell the court the truth, Prosecutor Blackquill, now.
Tell it.
You
Oh.
have no idea what you're doing.
His voice. There's so much discord. I'm hearing not just one or two, but a bunch of rampaging emotions here. It's hard to describe. It's like a violent whirlpool or something.
We're just about to fucking explode from
Jesus.
overload. Phoenix Wright, you will pay for this. Never have I been forced to reveal so much, but the rest I'll take to my grave. Prosecutor Blackquill, you are on the witness stand. You are obligated to tell the truth. Isn't that the rule of the courtroom?
Oh, all these complex emotions. They seem to be flowing from one source. I think that's whatever he really saw that day was what's causing these feelings.
Oh boy.
Whoa.
Oh Jesus, it's one of these.
Yep.
Okay, so...
Following the sound of crying, I opened the lab door and then...
Okay, everything's going crazy here.
Yeah.
I saw it, that terrible scene. Before I could lead Athena out of there, curse my luck, Dr. Sykes. So there was a terrible scene beforehand?
Huh.
I had no choice but to kill my mentor. Wait. I mean, can we probe this? What's the terrible scene? Okay, so oh yeah, it's one of these things. So we need to probe the object. Robotics lab, Blackquill. That doesn't make any sense. I think this is where let's try probing Ponko.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on here, so what's causing strong emotions? Is it a Ponko? The root cause of all these emotions is this.
I'm actually not getting any particularly big reading there, Mr. Wright.
Guess that's not it then. What could have caused Blackquill to react with all these emotions all at once?
Athena?
Okay, I would go with Athena then. She's crying there, so I forgot that's how this works. So
Yeah.
oh, and it went silent. Okay, this has got to be it. When you opened the door and saw Athena, you became overwhelmed by your emotions. Isn't that right, prosecutor? You should know better. And though it's pathetic, I admit I'm terrified to speak of it. Prosecutor Blackquill, Miss Sykes is innocent. I'll always believe that with all my heart. Now, can't you find it within yourself to believe in me too? Athena is innocent, huh? Can you honestly say you believe that to be true, right, Dono?
Oh.
I give you my word. Now tell me what you really saw when you opened that door.
He's doing his psychological...
Curse you, Phoenix Wright!
He's been told that many times.
Yeah? It's like, listen, this ain't my first rodeo, pal. This is like my 19th or 20th rodeo, to be honest.
Is it movie time? Jesus.
It was a tragedy. One I'll never forget. When I arrived at the lab, Dr. Sykes was already dead. She was lying on the operating table, while the bloody katana lay on the floor. And standing between the two, covered in blood, was Athena.
Oh.
She smiled with a far-off look in her eyes, as she sweetly said,
Whoa.
This is fucking horrifying.
What is this, corpse party?
Oh my god. Play Doki Doki Literature Club. Just stop staring at me like that. Okay, what did you say? This is you.
wrong with Mom, so I'm taking her apart to fix her.
That's fucking horrifying.
Oh my god.
My god. That's what I saw. And now you have it. The truth that you so desperately wanted.
He's like, are you fucking happy? Everyone's like,
God.
Athena, are you okay after hearing that?
I mean, that can be taken a different way. I will say that as obviously as that can be taken the way of, you know, her mom was doing experiments on her and it's like there's something wrong with her, so I'm taking her apart to fix her.
And she snapped.
I think the way this could be
What my theory was?
Well, yeah, in a way, and like a combination of everything that we've said.
Is that she got...
In a different way is that her mom was murdered beforehand. She found her mom murdered. And because she doesn't know the difference between how robots and people are functioned,
she
put
legitimately
her mom
thought that she was going to be okay.
To try and fix her on the table.
Yeah.
Because she's so fucking dumbfounded by, you know, a dead body.
Yeah.
That, you know, a child would be traumatized by that and have that horrified look.
Yeah, because when...
And like, try and fix her.
Because when robots are damaged, they don't bleed like that. So she's just like, holy... Yeah, so...
But I can't say everyone's going to be like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
No. Prosecutor Blackquill finally tells the truth. And this is what it is. It's beyond devastating.
I tried to take my mother apart? Great, now she's losing it again. No! Okay, much longer. Yeah, I'm not gonna. We can't do that.
For that.
Yeah.
Too many apartments nearby for that.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's gonna call the police on us.
I know someone's gonna legitimately think
just
something's
voice
wrong.
acting. It's okay.
So it was me. I'm the one who killed my mother.
Athena? As I said, Wright, the truth isn't always pretty. Murder, disassembly on operating table, a scientist using her daughter as a guinea pig. Sadly, it appears that my theory was correct after all. Objection! It's true that Athena didn't like her mother's research, but you dare cast aspirations on my mentor by claiming Athena was used in such a manner? Dr. Sykes could be awkward with people.
Ooh.
But she loved her daughter with all her heart.
Damn. She loved me?
Your mother hated to see you suffer because you could hear the voices of people's hearts. She wanted to set you free of your pain, so she worked tirelessly on her research.
It's probably what the headphones were for.
Yeah. Do you remember those headphones you hated so much?
Yes. My head hurt every time I wore them.
No, Athena. It's just the opposite. They emitted sound waves to nullify emotional input from the voices of people around you. Your power was much stronger then than it is now. And those headphones were what enabled you to carry on with everyday life.
No, that can't be true. Then why would I have done something like that to somebody who loved me so much?
Her love for you was real. That I can guarantee. That's why I knew that what happened had to be some kind of mistake. I couldn't let you be punished for it.
Damn.
So you took the blame yourself? You and your mentor are more alike than you know. Ponko was a witness, so I put in the case, held Athena close, and vacated the lab. I threw Ponko away in the boarding lounge trash chute.
Oh.
And I hid the case on the Space Center grounds.
It would seem that we now have all the facts of this case.
No, not yet. It can't end like this. Do not disgrace yourself, Mr. Wright. The truth has been revealed. Or are you the type of man to turn your back on things that disagree with you? I'm not. But this... I can't give up now. I have to say something, anything, even if it's a bluff. I've always managed to put through that way in the past. Pull through that way in the past.
Yep.
I have to make it work.
It's the Phoenix Wright way.
The defense is prepared to present evidence.
Mr. Wright,
Yes, Athena?
it's okay. You can stop now. I don't want you or anyone else to suffer any longer for my sake.
Athena, what are you saying?
I killed my mother. That's the truth. It's just like Prosecutor Edgeworth said. We have to face it, no matter how much it hurts. I admit my guilt. But could I please be granted just one chance to tell everyone what I recall?
Huh. It appears Miss Sykes is much braver than you, Mr. Wright. What say you, Your Honor? In light of her courage, will the court give Miss Sykes this opportunity to confess?
Very well. Then, if you would, please take the stand, Miss Sykes.
Jesus.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Our poor girl. Look at her.
Hey, why'd you look so sad?
Thank you for letting me do this, Prosecutor Edgeworth. And thank you, Mr. Wright and Prosecutor Blackquill, for letting the truth be known. Now we can finally move forward, and everyone's suffering can come to an end.
Athena? Prosecutor Blackquill will be cleared and the dark age of the law can come to an end. Yes, admit your guilt and bring everything to its conclusion.
I killed my mother. My memory is still a little hazy, but there's no question I remember it. I remember the weight of the weapon in my hands, and the feeling of it stabbing in deep. And I remember the warmth of her blood as it flowed down the handle onto my fingers. Your Honor, please find me guilty.
I dare say these are all memories that no one but the murderer would have.
I see. Thank you for your confession. I believe this trial has gone on long enough. But before we can conclude, does anyone have a counter-argument?
Hold it! Or objection. Okay, that
Of course
works
it'd be
too.
objection. Why would it be hold it?
I don't know. I do, Your Honor.
But, Mr. Wright?
But Mr. Wright, why? I killed her. I remember it now. Any counter-argument now is pointless.
Shut the fuck up, Athena! Don't tell me you've forgotten one of the basic tenets of lawyering. Always believe in the client to the bitter end. Athena, you are not a murderer. I said that you never changed, but could you have actually regressed in these 8 years? I won't stand for your childish emotionalism getting in the way of the truth. Emotionalism? Don't lecture me on matters of the heart, Edgeworth. Because I can see straight into a person's soul.
Oh yeah,
Is it time
those.
to break the locks of the
I did a
heart?
little research. Calm down, jeez. Looked into these special psyche locks. Sorry.
That's why.
Tina's not trying to keep anything from you on purpose. For some reason, part of her heart and her memories are sealed off, even from herself. But if you fuck up, her soul's destroyed, so good luck.
There's still a chance somewhere deep in Athena's heart. There might still be a memory that not even she knows about yet. It might be like looking for a grain of sand somewhere in the cosmos, but still. That memory might contain a new fact that could prove her innocence.
Mm-hmm.
I hope for everyone's sake that you're not just bluffing, Mr. Wright. Now then, is there or is there not a problem with Miss Sykes' confession?
My memory is a little hazy, but there's no question I remember it. I remember the weight of the weapon in my hands, and the feeling of it stabbing in deep. I remember the warmth of her blood as it flowed down the handle onto my fingers.
There's definitely something wrong with her testimony of the event. I can just tell.
What if that's the way that she said it?
If there's a problem with her confession, please prove it to this court now.
Now, I wonder if there's another
Another ending?
bad ending now that Athena's the one that is being, like, held in contempt. You know what? Go ahead and give us a second. I'm gonna investigate to see if there's a bad ending here. So give us a little bit.
Pause.
Okay, we're back. There's no special ending, just
Nope.
a random guilty thing. So, the problem with her confession. So we need to focus on, do we have... Okay, well there it is. The blood didn't go any farther than the tip of the blade, so it wouldn't have gotten onto her hands.
Yeah.
So.
Isn't that the katana the defendant used to kill the victim, Mr. Wright?
I respectfully and vehemently disagree, Your Honor.
Ooh, big words. But I remember it. I remember holding the weapon and getting blood on my fingers.
That's exactly my point. If blood really did get on your fingers while you were holding
The
it,
whole thing be covered in blood. Yeah.
there should be blood on the handle. But please focus on the handle of this sword. There's not a trace of blood on it. And therefore, this is clearly a contradiction of the facts.
You're right.
Oh my!
I'm not stupid, Edgeworth. The defendant must have simply confused the portion of her memories.
Try all of them.
She mentioned it was hazy to begin with, and we can't mull over every minor detail. But she also said there's no question I remember it, a fact we can't ignore. In that case, why don't you explain what this contradiction with her memories means? Gladly, just give me a sec to think of something. I want to say that Athena didn't stab anyone, but she said it herself that she remembers the feeling of committing the act. Then, think, Phoenix, think. What could the contradiction with Athena's memories mean?
What does it mean?
I'm gonna say the defendant used a different weapon because it's time to break out the fucking utility knife from last case.
Oh.
Because that's a lot more close range and can be a lot more likely. I can't investigate it up close, but that's my thought process. Because we haven't used that knife at all since we found it on the very first day of the last case. So, just in case, I'm gonna save. That's my opinion. I don't think anything else matches. The blood wipe off, that doesn't make sense.
Is there
It's too much of a
blood
cop-out.
on the handle of the thing?
I can't tell because it's black
it's a
and
design,
red.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it's a lot closer range, so that would make it a lot easier to feel that way without blood being on the handle because it would go into her hands as well.
Because with a sword, like, it's harder to feel it going into someone than it is with a short knife, you know?
Yeah. I'm gonna say this.
She
and we're
hugged her
gonna
mom
see.
with the knife, and then her mom fell down.
Oops. The defendant used a different weapon. That's my guess.
A knife.
Okay, it disappeared. Miss Sykes said blood flowed down the handle, but the katana's handle is spotless. So doesn't it follow that the defendant must have used a weapon other than the katana?
She killed her, but with a different weapon.
What the fuck are you up to this time? Excuse my language, Your Honor.
Oh no, it's
This
fine.
is it. This time I've found just the thing to end Athena's nightmare for good. The weapon that took Dr. Sykes' life was the katana. That much is for sure. So if I can show a possibility that Athena didn't use the katana, it can help me prove her innocence.
Do you think she tried to defend her mom against someone?
I have no idea.
A different weapon, you say? What weapon would that be exactly?
Right, of course you would ask that. I can see you're floundering, Mr. Wright. Did you speak without thinking again, as always? How does he do that? But I can't back down now. Not here, not now.
No way, no
That's
how. No
right.
way, Jose.
I did, because it's so obvious it
no,
doesn't
Jose, no
require
way.
any thought. Haha. What did you say?
The fuck did you
Okay,
say?
so maybe that was an exaggeration, but there has to be something. Was there some other bladed weapon in the robotics lab that day? Oh, was that in the robotics lab? Well, is that the kit on the ground? Because remember the blade is from the utilities. Is from the utility tools. So if we can verify that that box is that, but I don't know that it is, but that's still my best guess. Maybe there's some in one of the crime scene photos.
That ain't no laptop.
Wait a minute, there is something. There's a high probability that that was in the lab. I don't have that particular weapon here in evidence right now, but
Oh.
I do have a piece of evidence just like it.
Eh?
Okay, so maybe because this is the one from the new crime, we're gonna say that there was a utility knife in the lab at another time. Because this was from the stabbing up. Sorry for my dumbness. I forgot that this is the blade that was found in Clay's fucking chest.
You forgot that?
I'm dumb, okay? Listen, it's been a long day.
I thought you were
don't
just
think.
suggesting the possibility of a knife, like it's saying.
Well, I am now.
Wow.
But that's the murder weapon in the Great Iron Case.
Yes, this is a knife that took Mr. Terran's life. But there must have been a knife just like that at the scene 7 years ago as well. Toolkits containing utility knives like this one are issued at Space Center employees. And a robotics lab especially would naturally have one of these around.
You're like, so you're saying she just killed her with a different weapon?
But besides the katana, no other bladed weapon was found at the site. It was in the investigation report if you didn't know.
Did you update it?
Of course I knew that, once you told me just now. Then here's something else you already knew. There's a toolkit at the scene, but it didn't contain any blades. Here's a photo of its contents. Well, one is, well, okay, that makes it easy on us actually. Because number one, everything's mixed
It's
up.
missing.
Well, it's missing, but you'll notice that they all have the pattern of the logo.
Mm-hmm.
And I know exactly that the knife, if you swap if you're going from the right, the second and third tools, if you swap them and then you put that in between, that's exactly where it goes.
Yeah.
So we can guarantee that the blade left the scene now.
Uh-huh.
So you want to read that as the judge?
Oh, you're right. I don't see any kind of bladed tool.
Huh. Fine, but isn't there something odd about the design on these handles? Therefore, there was no other bladed weapon in the room.
Edgeworth, are you just hoping that we're dumb, or are you dumb too?
I disagree. This toolkit contained a knife. And what proof do you have of that?
I think he's just seeing to see if we notice.
Don't tell me your eye for art is failing you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You're the last person in the world who should be criticizing my aesthetic sense.
No, you're simply watching out for your ocular health. Please proceed, Mr. Wright.
Of course.
You need glasses.
Notice that the
You
handles...
need to put your glasses back on.
Listen. Notice that the handles of each of these tools have a sort of design on them.
I see that they do, but what significance does that have?
It's clear that one of the tools is missing from this kit. If we rearrange the tools into a specific pattern, we might be able to tell which part of the overall design is missing. Is that the theory your pitiful sense of aesthetics helped you come up with?
No.
Edgeworth, just let it go, man.
I like how he said
Sure.
something that you would say.
Yeah.
Just let it go, man.
Show the court then, if you would. What pattern of design would we see if we rearrange? Oh wait. So
Yeah, the
we
thing.
need the logo. We need. So we have. Okay, the Space Center pamphlet. Do we have anything else that shows the logo in its entirety? I don't believe.
Oh, yeah, boom.
That does.
Yeah.
So just
The
in case.
JAXA or whatever.
Yes. Look at this book.
And what design is this supposed to represent?
The JAXA logo, Your Honor. It's on all the Space Center documents and pamphlets. As you're aware, JAXA is the program that operates the Cosmos Space Center.
JAXA still sounds like a legendary Pokemon name.
It does.
Look at how brightly the JAXA logo shines in the sunlight above the entranceway. I really dig the stars and rocket motif it's got going.
JAXA, huh? Isn't that like the new name of the Federal Space R&D program or a legendary Pokemon in Gen 27?
I think I see it now, but...
Yes, with just the tools shown in this photo, the red A part of the logo is missing. And this is where the murder weapon from the Terran case comes into play. If we were to place the utility knife in the open slot,
Yep.
it would complete the JAXA logo.
So it would! And that means...
Admit it, Mr. Edgeworth. My aesthetic sense is keener than yours. And while you're at it, admit that the weapon Miss Sykes used could have been this one. Gotcha.
They're like, okay, so she still killed her, but it's just with a knife.
Yeah, we'll have to play around with that one.
Order in the court!
Yes. Miss Sykes confessed having a memory of stabbing the victim. Admittedly, Miss Sykes most likely did stab someone using the utility knife. However, the weapon used to kill Dr. Sykes was the katana. Therefore, the act of stabbing that Miss Sykes remembers couldn't be that of Dr. Sykes.
So she stabbed someone else. It was just
And
like,
she's like,
what the?
Very well. Let's suppose for a minute that Miss Sykes did use the utility knife. Tell me, how does that change anything?
Yeah.
Come again?
Phoenix.
What if the katana was only being used as a decoy to conceal the true murder weapon? What if the real weapon that took the victim's life was the utility knife? Don't be ridiculous, or you change the premise of your entire argument.
I'm just taking advantage of your stupidity.
I'm merely offering a hypothetical situation delivered from your logic. Miss Sykes could have put blood on the katana to make it look like the murder weapon, and then concealed the knife on her personage until Blackquill carried her away.
That does clear up the contradiction between Miss Sykes' memories and the evidence.
If, in fact, the murder weapon is a utility knife, then fate has dealt you a cruel hand, for you've just proven the knife's existence for the rest of us with your own logic. The prosecutor's attempting to lead the court. You're the one attempting to lead the court, Mr. Wright, by forcing us to forget the facts of this case. Need I remind you that there were only 2 people in the lab at the time of the murder,
That we know of.
and that the defendant herself recalls stabbing someone with her own hands? No. It matters not whether the murder weapon was a katana or a utility knife, as long as we know that the victim and the defendant were the only ones there. You cannot escape the fact that it was Athena Sykes who killed her own mother.
Which means we have to try and prove that someone else was there, but I don't know how the hell we're gonna do that.
I don't believe it. Okay, there's one thing that's crossing my mind that I haven't thought to look at. I need to go to the pictures. No, I don't think so. Because I was gonna say, if we could see if the emergency ladder had been used, like if it was hanging out the window, then we could be like, oh, someone wasn't caught on camera because they left using the ladder, or... But there's still the entering part that we would have, which is weird, but I don't believe it. Why does this keep happening? Every time I find a contradiction, it vanishes and then the suspicion keeps coming back. It's almost as if, now you're finally starting to get it. Your contradictions keep vanishing because the charge is true. And suspicion keeps coming back to the defendant because that's where it belongs.
So he's like, but that's not how my games work.
Phoenix Wright, when will you open your eyes and accept the truth?
Open your eyes. Oh, okay. Oh, we haven't seen that in a while.
I don't want to believe it. It can't be true. But what if?
Mr. Wright, you fought a good fight. I think you've done all you can do.
Is giving up really the only option? No. Snap out of it, Phoenix. What's the matter with you? Giving in to doubt? I can't look back. Forward is the only way to go. No, Your Honor, not yet. This isn't over yet. Right? I can't lose sight of what's important. I believe in Athena and I'll always believe in her. To the very end. A defense lawyer never gives up on his client. I have to pick myself up and stand firm. Make that brain of yours work, Phoenix. If I don't see a way, I'll just have to go back and look for one. Time to rethink this case thoroughly.
Oh, yeah.
It's the
Ooh, we
action
got
sequence.
a Phoenix one. Ooh.
I concede the fact that Athena must have stabbed someone with the utility knife. This must have been what Ponko witnessed as Athena's hug. But Professor Blackquill didn't see the knife at the scene. This means that someone must have removed it from the lab before he arrived. Who could have taken the utility knife from the lab? Someone else. It has to be someone else. Because Metis never left the lab. So, someone else.
Would it be Aura?
A third person was at the scene. If I trust in Athena, then I have to conclude that there was a third person at the scene. But according to Ponko's testimony, Athena and her mother were the only 2 there. So then how did this third person manage to escape Ponko's detection? And this person fooled false recognition by featuring, must have fooled Pongo's facial by covering their own face.
That's what would make sense.
Person hid their face. But wait a minute, Pongo has a heartbeat detection system too. Even if they covered their own face, Pongo could have still detected their presence, but she wouldn't have been able to tell who they were. Wait, that's it. The culprit could have covered their face and posed a which person to avoid detection.
Meta Sykes. It's like, oh, she hugged her mom.
Yeah. Person posed as the victim. That's why she's got the cut on the thing that doesn't match where she was stabbed at.
Yeah.
If the culprit posed as the victim, that would explain why Pongo thought only she and Athena were there. All they had to do was take advantage of Pongo's basic recognition features. The culprit used this in order to post her jacket. I mean, it's an easy one. There we go. The victim's jacket. The culprit could have posed as the victim by wearing her jacket and the ID tag on it. But that still leaves the heartbeat detection system. How'd the culprit get around that? It wouldn't have worked if Pongo could detect the real Dr. Sykes' heartbeat too. So does that mean that the real Dr. Sykes was already dead by that time? If that's the case, then who did Athena stab?
The real culprit.
Athena stabbed the real... That's what I don't know if I said that earlier, but I was trying to make... Did I say that earlier?
I don't know.
I don't know, because I know at least I had the thought process that when we were saying that she stabbed someone, we were going to have to say that she stabbed whoever actually killed her mother.
Yeah, we were both saying that.
I couldn't remember if we said that or not, because my memory is horrible today.
Yeah, no,
but
we were both saying that.
The person Athena stabbed wasn't Dr. Sykes. It was the person who murdered her and then pretended to be her. The real culprit.
Big brain.
Zoom out.
I would love for him to have been talking out loud this whole time.
I know,
or
right?
Thinking out loud, just saying everything that he...
All right, and it's time for Phoenix's brainification to come to fruition next time.
Ooh, cliffhanger.
Oh, yeah.